And we are live. Hello, welcome again for this new edition. Today we will speak about runtime fields. So far we have seen the search API, the text analysis, and some text queries, which are important to know. But what if you would like to query for some content which is not available yet within your document, as you would like? So, for example, let's say that I want to search posts that have been created over the weekend. If I look at the document that I have a date here, indeed, but I don't know if it's on Saturday, on Monday, or wherever it is. We don't know, whenever it is. So to fix that, Elasticsearch, you might know, is known to be a schema on write search engine, which means that you must define everything that you want to index before starting to index your data. But do you know that actually Elasticsearch is now a schema on read based search engine? That means that you can build your schema on the fly while reading the dataset. And the name of this feature is runtime field. So here we want to create a basic example. We need to create a day of week field within our question field. So to do that, we can just use here runtime mappings, and we want to emit a value which will be a keyword. And the script that we are going to generate with Painless is this one. We just want here to emit a value, and here a fixed value for now, which is Monday. So if we run that, actually, we don't see it here in the question, right? Why this? Because we don't modify the source. So in order to see the value, we need to actually use this fields notation to extract that information from the search response. So here, if we run that again, so I'm here displaying the title and the question day of week. So we have here now the title and the day of the week. So it's a fixed value so far. So what we need to do now is to extract that information from actually the date. So we have a date here, and we can access in Painless with Painless to the document field, which is question.date, and get back the value. But my proposal here is to actually use debug to explain what kind of value do we have. So if we run the same thing, instead of emitting here, we are just doing debug.explain. If we are running that now, so we have an exception, but the important and interesting information we have is that the class, the Java class that is generated behind the scene is zone date time. So what can we do? What can we do with that? We can go to the Java doc and look at what we have within this class. And here we have a get day of week. This is exactly what we want. If I'm looking at this one and clicking on this one, so this is going to return a day of week value. So let's try that. If I access now to the day of week value and running that query, I can see that indeed I do have something which looks like a day of week. So the Java class for this is day of week, right? But it's Tuesday, uppercase, and this is actually the value of the enum that we have in Java. So if we look at what we have for day of week and go here, we can see that actually I have a method named getDisplayName, where I need to pass a text style and a local. So let's do that. Let's access to this one. So if I'm looking here, so after the day of week, I can call getDisplayName, and I want to have the full text style, and I'm using here the local root. So let's run this one. Okay. So I now have a string. This is Tuesday. This is looking much better. So probably this is what I want to have. So what I can do is just to replace now debug.explain with emit, because I'm now satisfied with this version. And if I'm running that again, I can see that for this topic, I have Tuesday at the day of the week for the question, here Tuesday, Tuesday again. And if I go at the end, I have Wednesday. Okay. So it's now extracted from the date. Let's do that for also the solution. So that's exactly the same code, but I'm taking the value from the solution. So now I have both dates, the Wednesday and the Tuesday, Wednesday and Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, etc. So it's working. So now I have everything that I need to actually query the data. Remember that I wanted to answer this question. What are the questions that are asked or answered over the weekend? So to do that, I'm going to use the same runtime mapping that we saw. And now I'm going to run a multi-match query. This is something that we saw yesterday. I'm going to use the white space analyzer. We already talked about analyzers before, so I'm just going to break at the space here and generate 2 tokens. And I want to compare those 2 tokens with the day of week fields, wherever they are in solution or the question. So if I'm running that now, actually it's working. So I can see that I have here something that has been answered over the Saturday, and here something that has been answered on Sunday and asked on Saturday. So okay, so now I can answer the question I wanted to ask to Elasticsearch. But have a look here at the response time. It's 50 milliseconds here. So it's not that much. The reason is simple, is because we don't have so many documents, but let's say that we have many more documents than that. If you compare to the search, the normal search that we have without runtime field, here it's taking only 2 milliseconds, right? So what I did, I'm not going to show you that here in detail because I don't have enough time. So I created a new index, and in this index, in the mapping of the index, I added exactly the day of the week field within the mapping, right? And same for the solution here. I did the same thing. And then I reindex my dataset from the index byte 2 to index byte 4. And now if I'm searching for the same question, but without providing the runtime field on the fly within the search query, actually Elasticsearch has indexed the content that I need, so it's much faster now, right? 3 milliseconds, that's okay. Last thing I want to show you is, let's have a look again at our documents. We have here a category name, but we don't know exactly what is inside this category name. So we don't have a description for that. So what I did, I indexed actually an index with the description of the category. So I have a name and a description here. So I did that only for 4 categories. And what I can do now is to use the lookup type of the runtime field. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this byte discuss categories index and generate a category name depending on the value that I have within my documents here. So with category name, I'm going to look up in this index and search for the name field, and I'm going to retrieve the description. And this is what I'm going to do here. So if I'm doing that now, I can see that I still have the title, the category name, but now I have the description. So I can present that information to the user. But one of the things you need to know is that this lookup is not searchable. So here, if I'm trying to search within the category description that I just generated with a lookup, this is not going to work, right? So this is one of the thing that you cannot use for to query. So that's all what I have for today. So remember that the runtime field could help you to solve some use case you did not think about when you first index your dataset. Remember that this will be slow. And so the more documents you have, the slower it will be. And when you are happy with an implementation, you can save it in the mapping as I showed you and reindex the data to get back the performance you would expect from Elasticsearch. So tomorrow, my colleague Carly will speak about synonyms and the brand new 8.10 API we have to manage them efficiently. So subscribe to our channel. Bye.